Order stands because I do.
So this is General Thador's way. Strict discipline, absolute order. Thador, known as the Iron-Sworn General, is a wilder tank. As a military leader, he commands the power of the Dark Moon to weaken enemies and deal continuous damage. He can also choose an ally as his lieutenant. That Dark Moon's got some real mystery to it. When Thador casts his ultimate, he slams his shield on the ground and conjures a ritual zone for the Moonveil Rite, dealing damage to enemies within range and reducing their crit damage defense. When enemies take a certain amount of damage inside the zone, Thador deals extra damage to them and heals all allies. The ally placed behind Thador becomes his lieutenant. As long as Thador remains on the battlefield, his lieutenant gains crit. When Thador casts his second skill, both he and his lieutenant gain a shield. When casting the third skill, Thador swings his curved blade in a crescent arc, dealing damage to enemies in front of him and knocking them down. With his exclusive skill unlocked, his lieutenant's first ultimate can summon the Dark Moon to the battlefield, dealing continuous damage to all enemies and reducing their physical and magic defense. When these debuffs expire, the Dark Moon deals damage one more time. In summary, Thador can summon a ritual zone for the Moonveil Rite, dealing AoE damage and reducing enemy stats. While Thador's alive, his chosen lieutenant behind him gains crit. The lieutenant's first ultimate can summon the Dark Moon, which deals continuous damage to all enemies and reduces their physical and magic defense. Wielding the power of the Dark Moon, Thador and his lieutenant can work together to weaken enemy stats and boost their allies' damage. After all, one man can only do so much. True strength lies in unity. Let's see how General Thador performs in action. Thador's Moonveil Rite Zone, combined with the Dark Moon summoned by his lieutenant, keeps chipping away at enemy stats throughout the battle. This gives Indris the perfect chance to swoop in and deal some serious damage to those weakened enemies. When crit-based heroes like Lenya and Walker are chosen as Thador's lieutenants, they'll perform even better by taking full advantage of the enemy's weakened state. A true leader his men can count on. There's something about Thador's reassuring presence that reminds me of Aaron. Word is, Aaron is coming back from his travels soon. I'd love to see what happens if he and Thador cross swords.